This time on Jester's Garage, I'm fixing a big oil leak on the trap wagon. I took that thing to 5 events in about 5 days and it leaked oil everywhere. So follow along as I take the rear main seal out of my dad's 41 Chevy 216, the older sister to this girl. Nice little wide flat. Last of the 5/16 quarter bolts. Maybe it'll come off, who knows. No. It's got a lower seal, it's got packing on the top. Pan seal probably has packing all the way around it and a pan seal. Chevrolet made what they call a dipper system. Now, I'm not sure how far they went back, but I know the 235 is what took this away. But built into the rod cap is a little dipper, and these things come around and they actually scoop oil. If you look at this right here, the oil is obviously picked up with a pickup. Here's your pump. The oil goes from the pump area down like this and up through here, and it feeds this tube right here, and this tube here goes to all of those little trays. They're actually pointed right at that dipper, so it gets a shot of oil every time it comes down. It's pretty cool, really. It's a low oil pressure system. Ours runs at 15 when it's fired up, and then eventually it's 10, and then about 7 or maybe 5 when it's super hot. We'll clean all that sludge out of there, right? Another interesting note is these screens on a Chevrolet. They're actually designed to service. See here? And so you have to take the pan off. See, there's no oil filter on this engine. If you were back in the 40s, you would think, oh, all you got to do is drive over a pit, pull the pan off, pull the screen out of there, clean it up, put it back together with a new pan gasket and some fresh oil. There's your filter. Things were simple back then. Holy mackerel. Oh. I better go get a bigger ratchet. You gotta be kidding, there's a tube in the way. Apparently they don't torque those. I don't know how you'd get it torqued. Guess I'll go get a 3/4 wrench. Oh! Busted knuckle waiting to happen. Oh my goodness. Wow. Maybe it's possible without dropping the crank. I was told to drop the rear cap and drop the crank down a little bit. I'm going to see if it's possible. They're all the same. Here we go. Here's what the package at right there. Wow, that's going to be extremely tough. Oh, look at that. Got a shim there on one side. I don't see a shim on the other. It's right there. That's what I'm going to pull out of there right there. Some oil pressure right here. Spilling out right there, and it's leaking right through there. Typically say is you want to drop the crank just a little bit to make that job easier. This tube is right in the way. I wonder if that tube will come out. That would be handy. Gotta be kidding me. That's not doing me any good at all, because that's not rolling. Just we'll put her back. Okay, here we go. Come on, that's right in the way. I can't get a swing on it. Ah, oh, what a crazy. Oh! Can't get that in there. May have to put a tugging on there to get that to bust loose. Put a small come along on my wrench. don't have a smaller one. I have to really, really take it easy with this. A little bit of an overkill, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Come on, you. Go up. Is it turning? Nope. A lot of torque. Oh, I think I did break it loose. I think I did. Come on out of there, you. Oh, my word. Wow. It's ridiculous. I can break the rest with the brochet. I had a couple gaskets on the bottom. I wanted to make sure that these were identified. So I've made a little pattern, passenger side, driver's side. Pull that packing out. See that there? It's just kind of a piece of square packing, probably 1/4 inch, I suppose. I'll take that to work and see if I can find some industrial packing that'll work good for that. So I gotta get that other one out of the engine area. So I don't know if I got enough room to. Come on, you. May not come down at all, who knows? All right, well, I can take that sucker out of there. That thing is so stuck. Wow. Oh my word. I suppose I'm gonna have to drop the freaking clutch out of this thing. Disconnect the flywheel so it'll drop down, because it ain't gonna drop like that. Ain't nothing but nuts and bolts. I wanted to make one last ditch effort to try to get that packing out of the backside of that engine. So I took some 3/16 round stock, heated it up, beat a little ball on the end of it with a hammer. It was hot, ground it down, kept shaping it until I had the same basic contour as that bearing cap, which the underside of the motor had that same shape. Huh. Well, I just packed it. When I was doing that, it just packed it in there and it started pushing it out the back. Right now, it is farther up there than it's ever been. I guess I'll have to pull the transmission. The shortcut way would be just add some more packing in it. I've seen that done at the mill, but I don't think I want to do that. I think what I want to do is pull the drive line, pull the brake, pull the floorboard. I got to disconnect the brownie shifter. I think I might have enough room here. Not that big a deal. Come on. There we go. That should do it. The seal from hell. I've got that sucker so packed in there now I'm gonna have to drop the crank. Gotta be kidding me. Where are you at? Crank's probably too far down now. You gotta be kidding me. Retainers that are folded over. Nice.
Holding that flywheel on are 6 bolts. Every 2 bolts has a rectangular washer with 2 holes in it.
That's right, every freaking angle you can get.
If you have 2 bolts together, the retainer cannot turn, so you fold them over. It's a little bit tight in there, so it was a pain, but it's really, really necessary. It's a very effective system.
She's stuck. Alright. Okay, I don't want to drop that sucker either. Well, looks like it's coming off square, so maybe that's a good... Oh! There we go. Oh. There we go. I wonder how far down it is. It's not. Ooh, I can see what happened. That packing is pooped out there. Yeah, completely pooped out. Top there. You can tell right there. There it is. There it is. Right there. I gotta drop that crank down just a little bit. I'll get it out. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'll drop the crank down. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Wow. That thing was pushed out. Thing is completely falling apart. I got it out. I got it out. I got it out. I got it out. This is a happy day. This is a happy day. There. Yeah. Nice. Yep. Nothing in there. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. I just gotta get some brake clean and blow that all out. Inch and an eighth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You really can't have too many of these, okay? I just grabbed them all because for the illustration purposes. This one here is a GM10. Fits right into it. They've used that, obviously, since 1941, probably earlier, maybe into the 60s. I know that eventually they went with a lot more splines for strength, horsepower, torque. You need one of these to get everything concentric so that when you tighten up your clutch disc before you put your transmission in, it's all what you call concentric. This flywheel and pressure plates held together with 9 bolts. I don't think I've ever recalled that. Obviously, my dad and I put this in there about 20-some years ago, but 9 bolt pattern. Strange, 1941. That fits know, basically perfectly like that. That's perfect. Perfect. Perfect for a seal right there. I've been looking at these bolts right here. I should have taken them out quite a while ago. They tie that front cap into this front engine mount. And so if they will come out, it's likely that I can drop the crank down farther. All this other stuff I had to do because the pilot went into the back of the engine. There's no way it was going to drop without it. The thing's dropped quite a ways. It's down. There, she's coming down. I'm loose everywhere. I am going to push that in with a screwdriver. Oh wow, here comes the money shot. Oh my word. She is in there. I just gotta make sure she goes right back up into that groove. Gotta go. That was a struggle. What a pain. I think I learned enough on this one that I could probably do it a lot quicker next time. There's certain things like I should have dropped the front of that motor. That front cap should have came down. I never did it because it was other bolts and blah, blah, blah. And I thought it was going to come down far enough, but it really never did come down far enough. And then once I got it down, it really helped. And when I thought that this packing was too big, it's not too big. It's actually just right. Just when I picked it the first time, I was right. You have to have that crank down there. When people say a little bit, you know, there might be other engine configurations that a little bit is just a few thousandths, but on this particular one, in my experience, you know, that pilot shaft goes into that roller bearing on the end of the crank, and you got to pull that out. If you don't pull that out, you cannot get. I bet you I'm down 1/4 of an inch, maybe 3/8 of an inch. It's a lot. That's the only way I could get that Chinese finger torture thing to grab it and get it up in there, because the packing is actually bigger than the hole. It has to be. That's why it's packing. It's you pack it in there. So anyway, long story short, I know it doesn't seem much on the video, but that was an hour or so. That should hold the oil in, I hope. Left it a little proud. Probably left it too proud, I guess. That's where I'll stuff it in the hole. Come on, you can do it. That is packed. This little pattern I made, it's got my 2 shim types here. That one there is the driver's side. That one there is the passenger side. Different thicknesses, so I imagine it's imperative I get it in the right way. This here I already cleaned out at work, so it is good to go. Driver's side. That one can't be much more than 1/1000ths. That one feels like about 3. So I will put these in when I go in. Nice. Alrighty. Yep. That's it. I just gotta cut it off. Push that in the rest of the way. Trim that off the rest of the way. Or just push it in farther. More in there than I want. It's kind of hard to cut it off. Okay, here we go. Just gotta make sure I don't have anything in there proudness that'll hold it open. And that ain't good. Before I put this crank up the rest of the way, I want to put a little bit of assembly lube in here. I sprayed that area out with brake clean, and so there's a good chance that there's not enough oil on the bearing area. And so the last thing I want to do is get this whole job done and end up having an issue. Try to stuff it up into there, at least on both sides of it. The last thing you want is a dry bearing. Just do the best we can and then go home. Oh, I am home. Get some of that stuff on there. A little bit there. Okay. Rear main subassembly. Dab it, do underneath it. Come here, you rascal. Okay. Okay, that shim's in the right spot. That shim seems to be in the right spot. There we go. I think I'll have to come back and get it later after I turn the crank a little bit. You know what? That looks like it's got a timed. Oh, I bet it does. Oh, that's gonna be a pain. I can guarantee it's timed. That one there is the same on both sides. This one's the same on both sides. This one's off 1/8 of an inch. So all I gotta do is find the one that's off, put this one next to it. It looks like it's this one. Yep, it's the one that's basically on the top. There it is there. And there, that is. Oh, I think I got one started. I'm just gonna take the bolts and go in with the bolts first. Oh, hey. Wow, look at that. Anyway, one bolt to keep it from falling on my face. Come on, one bolt, that's all I asked for. One bolt. Where are you at? Start. One bolt. Oh, you bet. Now I gotta turn it and bring it in some. Got them all folded over the best I can. Pretty much a pain in the butt, but you know what? Everything on this truck is sometimes. Oh, come on, yeah. Okay. Whew. All right. This thing is so low compression you can turn it over by hand. Come on. 9. Here it is. I found a 2.5 and a 2 1/4, so I got that started over on the other side. Just a little bit shorter one. Okay. Stock bolt won't grip it. 1/2 inch longer is too long to get in the hole. Runs into the clutch. So that's all I got, 1/4 inch, which is about maybe 3 threads. So I'm hoping that I can get this thing to bite. Here's we got 9/16 there, 5/8 there. My God, it looks like it's 1/2 inch on the bottom, so we got to go that direction, move it like this. Pilot's being really stubborn, but I'm pretty centered with my bolts now, so I should be able to hit the old clutch pedal, I hope. I think she's going. Yeah, pretty thin. Yeah, I gotta put my stock bolts in now. Going in with the stock ones. Life is good now. Wow. I'm going to swap out those bottom ones before I get too far. The transmission might have been leaking just a little bit. Put a little pipe dope on these threads. Just a little bit goes a long ways. If you recall, when I pulled those bolts out, this thing leaked all over the place. I don't know if the threads will seal or not, but I know on a cooling system you'll lose coolant through a bolt thread. And so, you know what? I'm just trying to fix all these doggone leaks. So there you have it. A little bit of that white pipe dope on there goes a long ways. Praise the Lord, I only lost my cool once or twice on this job so far. Oh, this is a good moment. Good times on the old trap wagon. Oh my goodness, I fought this transmission. It ended last week and I gave it up. I took a week off. Had to go buy that tranny jack to make the job better. It's kind of a cheapie, but you know what? Just had to support it differently than I did with my floor jack, so. cleaned out these oil pickup parts. I need to build a gasket. This goes up against the pickup. This little clamp thing fits right there, screws on there. There's supposed to be a gasket right there. It's always nice to have a box of gaskets laying around. Just miscellaneous stuff that's been left over. Hey, look at that. I use that on the trap wagon. Anyway, so inside here, I've got a whole bunch of leftover stuff. A lot of, valve cover gaskets, so forth like that. And that right there, exactly what I'm looking for. That ought to do it right there. Ain't the best looking gasket, but I think it'll work. Spin this up around. And then my other screw. Okay. And then clip. Looks like we have something that looks like that. And that. And that. There you go. I always like to knock my holes back the other direction. Something my dad taught me. That goes that way. That probably goes that way. Obviously, those go there. Okay. I used aviation glue to do this. It sets up slower, gives me more time, a little more forgiving. I put everything on the block instead of the pan because you can't get it in these grooves up here. Those gaskets need to be in grooves. If you put it on the pan first, it creates a problem. Anyway, so I'm letting it set up. The bolts are in there just to keep it in position. What am I up against? That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling right there. Is it full already? It don't take much, does it? Now, open your eyes. My goodness. Ready for a drive now. Well, I hope you learned as much as I did on a 216 Babbitt Pounder rear main. I think it was a success. I drove it all the way to my dad's, took the old grade up Winchester, never leaked a drop. My dad's trap wagon is the real deal. And like I said in one of my earlier videos, it's the ultimate father-son project. My dad and I are 22 years apart. He likes to restore things, and I like to hot rod things. That's why I've still got my high school hot rod right here. So if you got an oil leak or a little bit of butchering going on, hopefully we've helped a little bit. If you like all things Art Deco fat fender Chevy trucks, Jester's Garage has got you covered. 41 trap wagon, 46 high school hot rods, the 46 Jester, and the 46 Sarsaparilla. All right here on Jester's Garage. So, if you like all things Art Deco fart fender, oh, fart fender.
Are we GoProing it? 007.
Hi, Don.
How you doing?
Good. This is my brother.
This is a GoPro selfie.
All right. Right on. Yeah, this is what's left. Not too much down here now. We had a good time.
Oh, it turned out amazing.